The phone shattered against the wall, its screen splintering into a web of cracks as Elena's hand trembled in rage. "How could you hide this from me?" she screamed at Naomi, her voice echoing through the quiet suburban home in upstate New York. Naomi stood frozen, her heart pounding, knowing that this confrontation was the tipping point she'd dreaded for years. The moment her secret life as a lesbian collided with the only mother she'd ever known. Naomi's mind raced back to that rainy night 15 years ago when Elena had found her and her sisters huddled in an abandoned warehouse. 5 scared girls left to fend for themselves after their biological parents vanished into the night. Elena, a widowed social worker with a heart too big for her own good, had taken them in without a second thought, fighting through courts and red tape to adopt them all. But now, at 25, Naomi felt the weight of that debt crushing her. She loved Elena like a real mother, but the truth about her relationship with Aaliyah was a bomb waiting to explode. "I didn't hide it to hurt you," Naomi whispered, her eyes filling with tears. "I hid it because I knew you'd react like this. You always said family is everything, but what if my family includes someone you can't accept?" Elena paced the living room, her mind a storm of confusion and betrayal. She'd raised these girls with strict values, drawing from her own conservative upbringing in a small Texas town before moving north for a fresh start. Church on Sundays, no dating until college, and certainly no deviations from what she saw as the natural order. Yet here was Naomi, confessing a love that Elena's worldview couldn't comprehend. The argument escalated as Sophia, the eldest at 27, burst into the room. "What's going on? I could hear you from the driveway." Sophia had always been the peacemaker, the one who mediated when tempers flared among the sisters. But even she didn't know the full extent of Naomi's secret. Naomi took a deep breath, deciding there was no turning back. "I'm in love with Aaliyah. We've been together for 2 years." The room fell silent, the air thick with unspoken judgments. Elena slumped into a chair, her face pale. In her mind, flashes of memories played. Teaching the girls to bake cookies, helping with homework, bandaging scraped knees. She'd sacrificed her career ambitions, pouring everything into giving them a stable life. Now this revelation felt like a slap, a rejection of all she'd instilled. "Aaliyah? Our Aaliyah? The girl I raised as my own daughter." Naomi nodded, guilt twisting in her gut. Aaliyah wasn't just any woman. She was one of the 5, the quiet one who'd always been Naomi's shadow since childhood. Aaliyah, 24, had been the last to be adopted, found wandering the streets at 9 after her parents' drug overdose. She'd bonded instantly with Naomi, their friendship deepening over shared traumas. But as teenagers, that bond had shifted into something more: hidden kisses in the attic, whispered promises under covers. They knew the risks: Elena's subtle comments about proper relationships, the church friends who preached against unnatural sins. Yet love had won out, until now. Sophia gasped, her hand covering her mouth. "Does Mia know? Or Lily?" The other sisters. Mia, 26, ambitious and career-driven, working as a lawyer in the city. Lily, the youngest at 23, still in college, rebellious and outspoken. Naomi shook her head. "Not yet. But I can't keep lying. Aaliyah and I want to live openly." Elena's thoughts swirled in turmoil. How could she reconcile her love for her daughters with the teachings she'd clung to for comfort after her husband's death? Was this a test of her faith or a failure on her part? That night, as the house settled into uneasy quiet, Naomi lay awake, her inner voice a relentless whisper. "You've destroyed everything. Elena gave you a home and you repay her with this? But love isn't a choice, it's who I am. If she can't accept it, what then?" Down the hall, Elena stared at the ceiling, her heart aching. "I thought I knew my girls. Have I been blind? Or worse, have I pushed them into hiding?" The conflict gnawed at her, planting seeds of doubt in her rigid beliefs. The next morning brought no relief. Aaliyah arrived early, her usual bright smile faltering at the tension in the air. "Naomi told you," she said flatly, meeting Elena's gaze. Elena nodded, struggling to keep her voice steady. "How long have you two been like this?" Aaliyah sat down, her posture defiant yet vulnerable. "Since we were teens. But it's not like this, it's love, Mom. Real love." The word mom stung Elena, a reminder of the bond she'd nurtured. As they talked, layers peeled back. Aaliyah shared her fears of rejection. The societal stares she'd endured at school when rumors spread. I didn't choose this. It chose me. And Naomi makes me feel safe in a world that doesn't. Naomi joined them, her hand instinctively reaching for Aaliyah's before pulling back under Elena's watchful eye. The conversation turned heated when Elena voiced her concerns. What about the family? The community? They'll judge us all. Naomi's anger flared. So we hide forever? Pretend to be something we're not? Sophia, listening from the kitchen, felt a pang of her own secret. She'd suspected Naomi and Aaliyah's closeness but buried it, fearing disruption. Now, she wondered if her silence made her complicit. Am I a good sister if I let them suffer alone? The day dragged on with awkward silences and forced politeness, but beneath it, resentment simmered. By evening Mia called, sensing something off from Sophia's vague texts. What's the drama now? Mia asked over speakerphone. Naomi, emboldened, spilled everything. Mia's response was pragmatic, laced with her lawyer's edge. Love who you want, but think about the fallout. Elena's from a different generation. Lily, conferenced in, was more vocal. Screw society. If you're happy, that's what matters. But Elena overheard her resolve hardening. They're dividing the family. I have to fix this. That night, Elena made a decision that would haunt her. She reached out to an old church friend, Pastor Reynolds, known for his conversion programs. I need advice, she said, her voice breaking. Little did she know. This call would set off a chain of events threatening everything she held dear. The following week unfolded like a slow-burning fuse, each day igniting new conflicts within the family. Elena's meeting with Pastor Reynolds left her conflicted, his words echoing in her mind. It's a phase, Elena. With guidance, they can find the right path. She hadn't mentioned names, but the idea of intervention gnawed at her conscience. Am I protecting them, or controlling them? Naomi noticed the change, Elena's distant stares and clipped responses fueling her paranoia. Aaliyah, sensing the rift, suggested they give Elena space. She's processing. Pushing her won't help. But Naomi's impatience grew. We've waited years. I won't let her guilt us into silence. Their whispered arguments in the backyard highlighted their differing approaches. Naomi's fiery demand for acceptance versus Aaliyah's cautious hope for understanding. Deep down, Aaliyah feared losing the only stable home she'd known. If Elena rejects us, where do we go? Back to the streets? Sophia, caught in the middle, confided in Mia during a late-night drive to the city. It's tearing us apart. Elena's talking to the pastor. I overheard. Mia frowned, her mind racing through legal implications. If she tries anything forceful like those camps, I'll fight it. Mia had her own burdens. Her high-powered job left little room for family drama, but loyalty pulled her back. Why does everything fall on us? Elena raised us, but we're adults now. Lily arrived home for the weekend, her energy a whirlwind. So, the cat's out of the bag, she said, hugging Naomi tightly. Lily had always been the free spirit, experimenting with identities in college. Unbeknownst to the others, she too had questioned her sexuality, dating a woman briefly last semester. I'm proud of you too, she whispered to Naomi and Aaliyah. But her support came with a revelation that evening over dinner. As the family gathered, an attempt at normalcy, Lily cleared her throat. Since we're being honest, I have something to say. All eyes turned to her. I'm bisexual. I've been seeing someone. A girl. The table erupted. Elena's fork clattered to her plate. You too? What's happening to my family? Naomi's shock mixed with relief. She wasn't alone. Aaliyah squeezed her hand under the table, a silent anchor. Elena's mind reeled. 3 of her 5 daughters, Naomi, Aaliyah, and now Lily, identifying as queer. It felt like a conspiracy against her values. Did I fail them? Or is this the world poisoning their minds? She excused herself, retreating to her room where tears flowed freely. Memories of her late husband, a kind but traditional man, surfaced. He'd have known what to do, she thought bitterly. The sisters huddled in the living room, tensions high. Sophia, the straight one, felt oddly isolated. This isn't about me, but I support you all. Mia nodded. We need a plan. Elena's struggling, but we can't let her dictate our lives. Lily's defiance sparked. If she can't accept us, maybe we leave. Naomi's heart sank at the thought. Leave the woman who saved us? But staying means suffocating. Days later, the pressure mounted when Elena confronted them collectively. I love you all, but this lifestyle, it goes against everything I believe. The word lifestyle stung like a slap. Aaliyah spoke up, her voice steady. It's not a choice, Mom. It's who we are. The debate raged, Elena citing Bible verses, the girls countering with stories of discrimination. Naomi's inner turmoil peaked. She's the victim in her eyes, but we're the ones hiding. Unbeknownst to them, Elena's call to Pastor Reynolds had ripple effects. He, zealous in his mission, mentioned it to a church group, and whispers spread through their tight-knit community. Soon, anonymous notes appeared in the mailbox. Sinners in your midst. Repent or face consequences. Elena dismissed them at first, but fear crept in. Is this my fault for seeking help? One evening, as Naomi and Aaliyah walked hand in hand in the neighborhood, a bold step, a car slowed, its occupants shouting slurs. Aaliyah pulled Naomi close, her mind flashing to childhood abandonment. Love shouldn't feel this dangerous. Back home, they told Elena, who paled. See what happens when you flaunt it. Naomi exploded. Flaunt? We're just existing. The argument escalated to a breaking point. Elena, in desperation, suggested therapy, not the affirming kind, but one aligned with her views. To help you understand yourselves better. Lily laughed bitterly. You mean change us? Sophia intervened, but the damage was done. Mia, on a call, advised legal protections. If things worsen, we might need boundaries. Elena's isolation grew. She questioned her motives. Am I fighting for their souls, or my comfort? A late-night confession to Sophia revealed her vulnerability. I fear losing you all. Sophia hugged her. Acceptance is the only way to keep us. But danger loomed larger. Pastor Reynolds, misinterpreting Elena's plea, rallied a few extremists. One night, a brick shattered the front window, a note attached. Abominations out. Elena's heart raced. Her quest for guidance had backfired, endangering the family she'd sworn to protect. Panic gripped the household as glass shards littered the floor, the brick's impact echoing like a gunshot. Elena stared at the note, her hands shaking. This is because of me, she murmured, guilt flooding her. Naomi rushed in, Aaliyah close behind. What happened? Seeing the message, Naomi's fear turned to fury. Your church friends did this? Elena denied it at first, but the truth spilled out. I talked to Pastor Reynolds for advice. I didn't mean for this. Aaliyah's eyes widened in betrayal. You went to him? The man who preaches hate. The room filled with accusations, the sisters uniting against Elena's actions. Lily grabbed her phone. We call the police. Mia, arriving shortly after, took charge. Document everything. This is a hate crime. As officers questioned them, Elena's mind churned with regret. I wanted to save them, but I've put them in harm's way. The police classified it as vandalism, promising patrols, but the damage to trust was deeper. Sophia, ever the mediator, tried to bridge the gap. Mom didn't intend this. But Naomi's response was cold. Intentions don't erase consequences. In the days that followed, the family fortified the house. New locks, security cameras. But emotional walls rose higher. Naomi and Aaliyah considered moving out. Their discussions laced with sorrow. We can't stay if it's toxic, Naomi said. Aaliyah nodded, though her heart ached. Elena was my savior once. Now she's the source of pain. Lily, emboldened, organized a support group meeting at a local LGBTQ center, inviting her sisters. Attending the meeting opened Naomi's eyes to stories mirroring theirs. Families torn by prejudice, lives rebuilt from ashes. A speaker shared, acceptance starts within. Naomi pondered that, questioning her own resentment. Can I forgive Elena if she changes? Back home, she confronted Elena privately. Do you see us as broken? Elena hesitated. I don't know anymore. I'm scared for you. The confession sparked a raw dialogue. Elena admitted her fears rooted in her past. A strict father who disowned her brother for being gay. I saw him suffer alone. I don't want that for you. Aaliyah, overhearing, joined. Times are different. We have each other. For the first time, Elena listened without interrupting, seeds of empathy sprouting. But external pressures intensified. Whispers at Elena's job, a community center, led to sidelong glances from colleagues. Heard about your girls, one said sympathetically, but Elena sensed judgment. Her boss pulled her aside. We support diversity, but if it affects work. Elena's pride stung. My family's choice is defining me? Sophia noticed Elena's withdrawal and pushed for family therapy, neutral, affirming. We all need help. Reluctantly, they agreed. The first session was tense, the therapist probing gently. What does acceptance look like? Naomi replied. Not trying to change us. Elena's tears flowed. I just want you safe. Meanwhile, Lily's activism drew attention. She posted online about the brick incident, anonymized but powerful. Support poured in, but so did threats. One message chilled her. Watch your back. She showed it to Mia, who traced it vaguely to local IP addresses. This isn't random. The climax built when Pastor Reynolds visited uninvited. Elena, let's pray together. But seeing the family's united front, he faltered. Naomi stood tall. Leave. Your help nearly got us hurt. Reynolds left, but not before warning. The community won't forget. That night, Elena made a pivotal choice. She called Reynolds, severing ties. My daughters come first. Relief washed over her, but doubt lingered. Am I abandoning my faith? The sisters noticed the shift, small gestures of reconciliation emerging. Yet betrayal struck from within. Sophia, overwhelmed, confessed to Mia she'd leaked details to a friend for advice, unwittingly fueling rumors. I didn't think it'd spread. Mia's disappointment was palpable. Trust broken. Sophia's inner agony. I tried to help, but I hurt them more. As tensions simmered, Aaliyah faced her own crisis. A job offer in another state tempted her, safety but away from family. We could start fresh, she told Naomi. Naomi wavered. Running feels like defeat. Their love, tested, grew stronger in vulnerability. Elena's transformation began subtly. She read books on LGBTQ issues, her mind opening to new perspectives. One evening, she approached Lily. Tell me about your experiences. Lily shared honestly, tears mixing with hope. Maybe she's changing. But danger escalated. Another incident. Slashed tires on Elena's car, a note. Traitors. Fear united them, but questions arose. Who was behind it? Mia investigated, uncovering links to a fringe group connected to the church. In a family meeting, Elena apologized profoundly. I was wrong. My fear blinded me. Naomi's heart softened. Prove it. Elena nodded, committing to allyship. The investigation deepened as Mia used her legal connections to pressure the police. We have evidence pointing to harassment, she argued. Leads emerged. A few church members radicalized by Reynolds' sermons. Elena confronted him publicly at a town meeting. Your words incite violence, she declared, her voice steady despite inner tremors. The room buzzed. Elena's stand marked her full pivot. Back home, the sisters rallied around her. Naomi felt a mix of pride and residual hurt. She's fighting for us now, but the scars remain. Aaliyah, ever empathetic, encouraged dialogue. Healing takes time. Lily's activism amplified, organizing a community vigil against hate. Hundreds attended, stories shared under streetlights. Elena spoke briefly. Love is love. I learned that from my daughters. Sophia's betrayal lingered though. In a private talk with Naomi, she broke down. I was scared, thought talking would help. Naomi forgave slowly. We all make mistakes. Sophia's relief was tempered by self-doubt. Am I worthy of this family? As threats persisted, anonymous calls, graffiti, the family considered relocating. New York City, Mia suggested. More accepting. But Elena resisted. This is our home. We fight. Her resolve inspired, but Aaliyah's job offer loomed. If we stay, we risk more. Naomi's decision weighed heavy. Loyalty to family versus safety with her love. A turning point came when Lily received a direct threat. Stop or pay. Panicked, she confided in Elena. I'm scared, Mom. Elena held her, memories of adopting the scared child resurfacing. I won't let history repeat. She contacted authorities again, pushing for arrests. Arrests followed. 2 men from the fringe group, confessing to the acts under pressure. Reynolds distanced himself, but his reputation suffered. The family breathed easier, but emotional wounds festered. In therapy, layers unraveled. Elena admitted, I projected my brother's pain onto you. The girls shared their traumas, abandonment's lasting impact, fear of rejection. Naomi's inner conflict peaked during a walk with Aaliyah. What if we lose her support again? Aaliyah reassured, she's changing because she loves us. Their bond, forged in adversity, felt unbreakable. Mia's pragmatism clashed with Lily's idealism in debates. We can't change everyone, Mia said. Lily countered, but we can try. Sophia mediated, finding her voice. Balance is key. Elena's growth manifested in actions, attending pride events, educating friends. One day, she gifted Naomi and Aaliyah matching necklaces. Symbols of my acceptance. Tears flowed. Forgiveness bloomed. But a final twist. Sophia came out as questioning her own identity. Watching you all inspired me. The revelation shocked but supported. Elena's response. Whoever you are, you're my daughter. As peace settled, Aaliyah declined the job offer. Our fight is here. Naomi agreed, their future brighter. Yet, not all resolved neatly. Community backlash lingered. Elena lost some friends. She pondered the cost. Was my old life worth sacrificing for truth? The family bonded stronger, but scars reminded them of the journey. With the perpetrators behind bars, a fragile normalcy returned to the household. Elena threw herself into advocacy, volunteering at the LGBTQ center. I owe it to you, she told her daughters. Naomi watched, amazed at the transformation. From adversary to ally. Is redemption possible? Aaliyah's optimism shone. People can change. Lily's vigil evolved into an annual event, drawing media attention. Interviews highlighted their story, anonymized for safety. Mia handled legal aspects, ensuring protections. Sophia, exploring her identity, dated quietly, supported by sisters. No rush, Naomi advised. But internal mending continued. Elena and Naomi had long talks, unpacking years of unspoken tensions. I feared losing you to a world I didn't understand, Elena confessed. Naomi nodded. And I feared your love was conditional. Their bond deepened, honesty bridging gaps. Aaliyah faced her own demons. Flashbacks to abandonment triggered by stress. Naomi comforted her. We're building our own family. They dreamed of marriage, cautious but hopeful. One evening, the family gathered for a meal, laughter mixing with reflections. We've come far, Mia said. Lily raised a glass. To us. Elena's heart swelled, but she questioned her past choices. Did my initial resistance cause unnecessary pain? The girls assured her growth mattered. As months passed, challenges arose. Workplace discrimination for Lily, societal stares for Naomi and Aaliyah. But united they persevered. In a quiet moment, Elena wrote letters to each daughter, expressing unconditional love. Reading hers, Naomi teared up. This is the mother I always needed. The story culminated in a family trip to the city, symbolizing new beginnings. Amidst the bustle, they felt free. Yet, the journey taught harsh lessons. Love demands sacrifice, acceptance requires courage. Was Elena's initial rejection justified by her upbringing? Or was it a moral failing that endangered her family?